Well, hello. This is Dr. Nick, your favorite personal growth coach. And you know what? It's another Wednesday, 8 p.m. with Adulting in My Purpose. And we have another amazing show. Adulting in My Purpose is what I call a movement. It started out as a idea, really, and now has turned into a movement that has gone global. And we're just excited to be helping young adults. That's part of my passion and my calling. And I am not only loving what I do, but doing what I love and having a great time doing it. So this month, as you know, we are talking to amazing millennials making moves all month long. But not only are these millennials making moves, these millennials actually have gone through the Adulting in My Purpose course. And for those that don't know, maybe watching for the first time, say hello. Give me a shout out. Put your name in there. Make sure you like, share, and start some watch parties because this is going to be an amazing time that you don't want to miss yourself, but let other people know what we're doing and what we're promoting out with Adulting in My Purpose. So for those that are watching for the first time, my name is Dr. Nicole Rankin. I'm the CEO of the Cole Academy of Personal Growth, and I am the founder of Adulting in My Purpose movement. And Adulting in My Purpose is really geared towards young leaders, our millennials who are struggling to kind of find their next step in life. Maybe you're stuck, maybe not knowing, having a lot of guidance, not knowing what you want to do in life. But Adulting in My Purpose is there for you to help you define who you are, and to clarify your vision and truly develop a solid plan to take your next steps in life. And it has been amazing working with these amazing young people. And tonight we have a special two guests that actually started this process out, guys. I know we've been doing the Adulting in My Purpose 7-day course challenge. But when I first started, I need to make sure it worked. So I had two brave souls that said, I want to test this out. And I'm so excited that I have watched their journey since their time in Adulting in My Purpose course. And they're just out there doing amazing things, helping the community, doing what they love, living on purpose and in purpose. And I'm excited to have them here tonight. So our guest tonight, we have Carla Schuler.
Hi.
And also Candace St. John.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Well, just to get you a little bit more about our guest tonight, Candace St. John is 29. She's a first generation Caribbean American who was born and raised in Brooklyn. All my Brooklynites out there. Candace is a registered nurse, and she is also I put amazing spoken word artist, and she goes by C Saint. She's a spoken word artist whose purpose is to bring life and light to the hurting world. Her raw, unadulterated poetry brings attention to some of the most difficult issues that is desperately needed to be discussed, but typically are hidden in shame. She believes in finding her purpose in the pain and healing through transparency. She is the author of My Book of Tears, Dare My Soul to Sing, and the album Mixed Message Mixtapes. And not only do we have Candace, we have Carla Schuler. She is the proud owner of Shuler's Closet and also the founder of Live a Beautiful Fear. And has learned how to turn her passion into experience and is able to provide the world. Her purpose is started out being a financial industry for 10 years, but then she wanted something greater. So that is where she birthed Shuler's Closet and Live a Beautiful Fear. She finds her time to run her business and bless her clients with affordable fashion for all sizes and genders, understanding that her clients need often times to go beyond the department stores and stretch into their homes as well. She effortlessly becomes an alchemist and transforms closets manifest outfits from forgotten pieces in their wardrobe, and gives them confidence to continue to be inspired by their clothing every day. So I'm excited to have two amazing millennials making moves who have gone through the adulting in my purpose course, and we could just kind of having a reunion before we got on talking about how they were the first to try this out. So guys, thank you for coming on. What was your initial reasoning for taking the adulting in my purpose course?
You want to start,
Go
Candace,
ahead.
or you want me to go
Oh, don't be shy
Got
now.
it.
For me personally, the reason for starting this journey is one, when you told me what it was about, and during that time it was a healing process that I was going through, and I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really have any guidance. I didn't even know what questions to really ask myself. Of course, besides going on YouTube or Google, it just wasn't, nothing gave me the push. So once I saw that email, once I saw what you were trying to bring to this world, I was like, okay, this is nothing but God saying, hey, this is where you're going to start. So I responded. I said, hey, I want to be part of this. I want to take this journey with you to find myself, to understand myself a little bit better, and be real with myself as far as, what is stopping Carla from getting to the next step? Why are you holding on to your past? Is it, what could you have done differently, and not just always pointing the finger at somebody else? So like I said, once I saw what you were doing, talking to us millennials who just don't know, sometimes don't have that guidance, and it's just challenging. So that's why I personally was like, hey, let me go on this journey with you. I'm ready.
Awesome.
I actually, one of my friends, like old friends from college, posted about it on Facebook. So I was like, it sounds interesting. I always like to, try stuff out. I feel like I've been a guinea pig for a lot of things in life. And it just sounded like a good idea. I like, in when I was more driven after graduating, I always would read. I tell people I always read three books: one for entertainment, one for personal growth, one for professional growth. And I always, I was doing that consistently. I kind of slacked off, so I'm like, I kind of need to focus, and I like things that kind of, break it down and give me, distinctive goals, and that's what this did. We had homework and reading, and it was really in depth and intense. And I'm all for a good cause, so it sounded interesting to me. And anything that I can help, other people my age and people younger, we need direction. A lot of us are afraid to admit it, I think, but it's definitely needed.
Awesome. Well, I thank you guys for helping me to birth this baby, and for taking the charge, and being brave and not knowing what to expect, but being open and embracing the process. So we talked about the challenges, and you mentioned the challenges that millennials go through, but sometimes they're often afraid to speak on it. What do you feel are some of the biggest challenges that millennials like yourself are facing these days?
I think a lot of us, I feel like we grew up and it was encouraged to dream and you can do whatever you want, but that wasn't the reality that came to us as we got older. And I found that a lot of us are struggling with pursuing our passions versus just having a stable career. And
Mm.
in that struggle, there's a lot of anxiety and depression that I've observed in people my age. I've even written about it, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I do realize, like, yeah, they did tell us we could be all that you can be. Anything you can do, I can do better. Like those were the things we heard all every day in the commercials. And then we grow up as like, well, you need to make enough money to pay $2,000 in rent for one bed. You know what I'm saying? So we were kind of set up for the okey doke, and not given a lot of guidance on the way as well.
That's good. That's good. What about you, Carla? What do you think?
For me, I think that as millennials did, and this is just for me and a lot of people that I talk to, our past and how we grew up. It's a lot of things that I don't think that our parents, nobody's really prepared to be a parent. Like you don't know, it just happens when you have a child, and everything was always swept under the rug. Everything was, oh, get over it. Everything was, oh, men don't cry, or women, you just take it and look pretty, or we have this stereotype that we always grew up with. And so when it comes to us maybe trying to change generational curses, that healing and that hurt that we experienced in the past comes to light in the future. And
Mm,
so like my first, when you first asked, going through my healing process, it's things that were brought up. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even know that it affected me to now. Whether it's from who I date, whether it's from who I become friends with, whether it becomes the hurt that I allow, what I tolerate at my job, just even believing in myself or my dreams, because that's not what was taught. I didn't grow up with entrepreneurs, or I didn't grow up in the household of people who invested money and into real estate. So all I know
mm,
is, hey, you go, you do a 9 to 5, you stay quiet, you do what you got to do, and you come back home. And I think what's going on now is, like Candace said, we don't know we need that guidance. We don't know where to go, because the people who raised us are also the people who hindered us from a lot of things as well.
mm,
So now we're relying on each other. The hurt is relying on the hurt, because people are scared to go get healed or tell people, or be upfront and honest with people. And that's why I appreciate this platform, because it allowed that to surface, and to
mm,
for me to understand that I have to heal from the past. I can't just sweep that under the rug. I can't sweep family issues and past hurt or things that people said to me, because that does affect me to this day. But it's hard to admit that, especially when you're so strong. So I think
mm,
as millennials, they're like, "Oh, y'all, we don't like your music, or y'all are so ghetto, or y'all are just so angry, and y'all." We're not. We're finding ourselves more. And now we're calling our parents out on things, or our
Yeah,
uncles and our aunts, and they're like, "You're
mhm.
disrespectful." No, I'm trying to,
these are
I'm grown now.
traumatizing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm grown now.
seriously, yeah.
Trying to learn. So
Well, it
that's
is
what I would
interesting
say,
that you
friends.
say that, because a lot of people our age, we do have some serious trauma. Like when you talk to people, and
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people our age, we joke a lot. I think that's our fallback,
Yes.
mechanism. But when you really start to listen, it's like, man, there's a lot of trauma in this generation, and a lot
Hmm.
of people haven't healed from that. So that's very important that you bring that up.
Mhm. Well, I think I like that the fact that you're being open and honest and using this platform, because as I have this experience with you all and other millennials your age, you're right. There's so much that's going on with the generation, but then on the other side, there's so much negative connotation towards your
Hmm.
generation. And as I delve deep in looking at these generational gaps and helping to kind of merge and close the gaps between generation, it's more of an understanding. Each generation had their own culture, had their own identity, and we have to understand that you all are growing up in a time when the world is like literally different.
Hmm.
There are some between our baby boomers and our Gen Xers. That generation, there's still some similarities, right? So the gap is not as large. But when you go from a Generation X to a millennial, like there are millennials, some depending on what if you're on the lower end of the spectrum, like you don't know a world without technology. Like you don't even know understand. Like you did what? You answered, picked up a phone, huh? You couldn't go nowhere. Like you guys don't know that. And we have to understand as older leaders and older generations that you're just different, right? And there's nothing wrong. So no, but we have to understand you all and learn and not expect you to be like a Generation X or a baby boomer and try to fit you in our box, because that's where we have the tension. And as you speak about, that's where we have the gap that we're not able to help guide you or help help to not heal your pain, but bring that awareness of what you're going to, because we're so blinded and trying to fit you in our box. So I thank you for being open about that, and just I love you guys because you guys are like go against the grain, and you do whatever you want to do. I mean, you guys motivate me as a Gen Xer, and I'm that stable type person. But then when I'm hanging around you guys, I'm like, whoop, we could do anything. We don't have to do it this way. Let's do it this way, because you guys are so creative. You go against the grain. It's not that 9 to 5 if you want to. I mean, you can do an 8-hour job in 2 hours, 3 hours, and be more efficient than just sitting in the office 8 hours a day, because you all have those creative juices. So I encourage you guys to continue to grow. So there's so much negativities that we can talk about millennials, but what are some of the great things, the best things about being a millennial?
We're dope. Like we are, we
We
are
lit.
so dope.
Really,
Yes, you
I think
are.
we're
I
just
tell you,
God
like
afraid.
I just look at us, and like I said, it's so much stuff that people can say to get in your head and make you think, oh well, maybe it is us. But when I look at people my age and people younger, I cannot be more proud of us. I look how
Mhm.
many businesses, black owned businesses, we're starting at a young age. I supported a 14 and 15-year old. They have a
Yeah.
seafood spot in Marietta. It's just the mind is changing, and we are constantly, I think now more than ever, we're starting to pour into our youth. Like we know how it feels, when maybe you have that depression, or a lot of kids are now committing suicide. Like now
Yeah.
we're reaching out our hands saying, hey, I got you. I don't think that we had that growing up. So for us to be able to be like, okay, I know how you feel and not judge you, or I know how you feel, come along with me, or let me introduce you to somebody for guidance. It's like, oh, really? Yeah, no, I'm genuinely trying to help you. And I
Mhm.
just love that about us. Remember one thing you told me, associate with people who are going in the same path that you want to be in, and when you said that, I'm like, I think I told you, I was like, well, I don't talk to nobody. I don't trust nobody. But that's just how
I
I was
remember you
raised.
said it just like that
Yeah,
too.
I'm like, I'm good. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out. But in our reality, the minute when you pray for something, even though you don't do it, and God's like, okay, you being real stubborn, He's
Mm.
gonna put that person right in your face. And when I say they reached out with open arms, willing to help me and guide me and give advice, but if I stuck to that mindset of, oh no, don't trust somebody, they're gonna do this, because hurt people, and I've been hurt multiple times, and I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't want nobody in my life. But when I tell you, I'm just so grateful for how the millennials are reaching out and giving back and bringing us aboard, teaching us, educating us, and not doing it out of, oh, I want to, make sure you mention me. They're doing it genuinely to help. I just think we're so dope. We're even give Generation X an opportunity, you know. So I just think we're just so
Y'all can
dope.
come up with us.
Yes.
I'm an honorary millennial.
So I just think like we're
Yeah.
so, outspoken. And I think that now a lot of people are paying attention to us and
Mhm.
realizing that, hey, you guys are the change, and give us our credit. We're
Yeah,
doing it.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I think people our age, we're like in the middle of the old school and the new school.
Hmm.
Because there are kids, like you said, who have no clue what the world is like without the internet. I mean, I remember when the internet first came out, like you had it on disc and this dial up and all. So it's like we kind of in the middle. So we do know how to we know how to take from both sides and merge it together to create the most efficient way to do things.
Mhm.
Um, and some people are old school. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I think you can, but a lot of people are just so stuck in their ways that they're like, why would you do it that way? And we're like, because it makes more sense. Like we just like, my motto is work smart, not hard. Like if there's
Mhm.
an easy way to do it, it's a more efficient way to do it, I'm gonna find it. Like that's how I work. And we're creative and we're kind of fearless. And like Carla said, in terms of like breaking generational curses and dealing with family traumas, like we're the squeaky wheel. We're the ones that saying, hey, we know we know about this, that, the third, and X, Y, Z, and why you came home late, and why grandpa. We know. Like y'all thought we didn't. You thought we were just watching cartoons. Kids are very smart, and I tell people that I don't have any kids, but I tell people that all the time. I say, kids, no. You think they're upstairs playing video games? They know. They know, and that's the same thing. How we know, and maybe in the back in the day, it was I feel like it should be easier for them to know because they didn't have as many distractions as we do. But we paid attention, and we know that we don't want the same for ourselves, and we don't want the same for our future. And even though we can't quite figure out how to heal, or always how to heal, or always how to grow from it, we know that we need to. And I think that's where we're stuck sometimes. Like we have a deep desire to change things. We just kind of are stuck in how to do it.
Awesome. I love that about your generation, because when I talk to millennials, it's kind of like a common theme or a common thread amongst the generation. Like, you guys want to be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. It's really, and this is like a generational mindset, that you are seeking purpose. You're seeking that life of significance. You have generations that's just like, I just want to survive, right? I just want to get my money and make sure my family's straight, and that's it. But you guys, as a generation, you're like, I want to change the world. I want to truly be a change agent. I want to have an impact. I want to leave a legacy. And I see that more and more, and not only with you all individually, but a lot of the other people a lot of the other millennials that have come through the course, and even globally. We again, I mentioned us expanding to millennials in Kenya and beyond, and even their mindset is like, I want to be change agents. I want to be a part of something bigger than myself, and I love that about you all, because you all have that sense of purpose, and because you have that desire to find purpose, to seek purpose. Of course, like, adulting in my purpose seems like this is where I need to be. But older generations, it's hard for us to stop to grow ourselves, to understand ourselves. So you guys have that edge. So when you saw the course, you saw what it's about. What would you say was like one of the goals that you had, that you wanted to accomplish and focus on while you were taking the course, and how did the course help you with that process?
For me, one of the goals that the main goal was to find myself again. Um, I was lost. Not saying lost. I was one of the ones that say, I just need to make money, take care of me, and that's it. Um, so it was really just finding myself again. I think was my biggest goal, and finding my purpose, because I knew that everything that I went through um, was bigger than myself. I didn't go through that just to keep it in. I didn't go through things just to, oh well, it made me stronger. Whatever don't kill me makes me better, which is true, but at the same time, I feel like these things happen so I can help somebody along the way. And just to find my purpose and to find myself, and how this program, Adulting in My Purpose, help. Your questions are so transparent. It's something that, and because we did it in a time frame where, like Candace said, we had homework, and it allowed time to think about the question, um, allowed time for you to, take it in and answer it exactly how when you first read the question, answer it. Don't think about it. Don't do anything. Answer it. Then once you do that, answer that question again once you really think about it. Nobody's in the room. You're not talking to anybody. You are really genuinely answering that question honestly. And that's how you learn about yourself. It wasn't my first response because I was given what people would want to hear. But when I answered it twice, those were two totally different people. And what I realized in this journey is that Carla was living for others. Carla was living to please everybody. You know, oh, you're so mean. Okay, what can I do to be nicer? Oh, let me come up with this little voice because everybody's gonna think Carla's sweet. That wasn't me. And like I said, adulting in my purpose just allowed me to be myself, understand myself, and what's not for me is not for me. And what's for me will be. Go out there, try my best. I started a business after this journey. That's where Shuler's Closet came in. And when I say I was terrified, I was worried about who's going to buy from me, who's going to like it, who's going to say what. I don't want people talking about me when in reality, people are going to talk whether you're doing good or bad. It's up to you which one you would prefer. You want them to talk about you because oh you're so perfect and you're miserable at home, or do you want them to talk about oh she doing good but and you're happy? I chose to be happy, so I put Schuler's Closet out there to just share my gift with people. um and so yeah, I got my goal done. Live a Beautiful Fear number 2. I got it done all from adulting in my purpose. If you don't have the book or the journal yet, you probably don't understand what I'm saying, so that means go get it. So when you go and get it, you will understand what I mean by those questions, the tests, the quizzes that she give you. um is I can't explain what it has done for me in just what less than a year. I think maybe 2 months after adulting in my purpose, I got an LLC. So I can definitely say I'm just grateful and I accomplished my goal through this process.
Awesome. Amazing. Amazing.
And the clothes I find, I be like, ooh, I be tapping and I'm like so proud. I'm like, I know Carla, I know
Thanks,
she's
Yes. Yeah. Every
girl.
time I see her do something popping up on my feed, I was
I
like,
know. I'm like,
okay.
shoot, I need a stylist too.
I love it.
But when I started, I feel like I've always been kind of perceptive and self-aware, kind of focused and goal driven. But as a kid, you go through school, you go through the grades, and K through 12, and then you go to college, and once you
I think Candace
those
froze.
goals always kept me moving.
Hmm.
So when I was kind of left to myself, I just kind of got lazy, I think, and I was just tired. I've been through a lot in my life, and I think I was beating up on myself. Like I've done enough, and because people always say, your testimony will help people, and I'm like, I'm tired of the test. Like I've been through enough tests. They can learn through these testimonies. I'm tired. Like I'm tired of being people's superheroes. I kind of
Hmm.
felt that way. So I'm like, I'm just gonna mind my business and go to work and do good at that. And
Hmm.
that was good enough for me. I think I just got lazy and tired a little bit. Um, so this just helped me kind of awaken and shift my mindset a little bit, so not to focus as much on the bad things in my life and to really focus on who it's for. That's even how I wrote my first book. People are like, why did you write that? I'm like, I don't know. People like I just hit publish and like hope for the best. But after I thought about it, I'm like, my stories aren't for me. Like, people always told me that, but it didn't really click. And
Hmm.
when you really focus on the fact that it's not for me, it's for somebody else, it's for something greater, it does help you switch off that negative switch and switch on something more positive. And you focus more on things happen in your life and how you can help people with your story as opposed to just like, woe is me, I'm tired of being beat up every day. So that definitely did help me switch my mindset, which I definitely needed because I was on a downward spiral for sure.
Hmm. Well, I thank you guys for again embracing the process. Guys that are listening out there, as I said, when I had this idea, when God gives you something, sometimes you be like, "What? What am I supposed to do with
Mm-hmm.
this?" You question a lot, and then when He just says, that's where the faith kicks in. You don't know what is going to happen. You don't know what it's going to look like, but He'll give you a vision. He'll give you a vision, and your job and responsibility is to move on it, and not to necessarily need all the answers, need to know what it looks like, but just having faith, just to step out. And when in doing that, I put out the clarion call. So Carla and Candace started out the program, and I kind of modified it along the way. So now people go through 7 days, but they stuck in from the beginning for 7 weeks. And they were there every week, ready, homework done. Uh, Candace was ready to go to bed, because she done worked her 12-hour shift as a nurse. And, she was tired, but she was on the call, ready to grow. It was just an amazing experience. So just even that, and we did that about over a year ago, right,
Mm-hmm.
guys? It was over a year ago. So you guys have gone through the 7-week program over the year. Give the audience like one or two things that kind of resonates with you from the course that still resonates with you today.
I'll let you go first, Candice.
It's just it's just a lot. Like it was deep. Like those questions. It's like who asked these questions? You
Mhm.
know, like what does self awareness look like? What is your purpose in life? These are just very broad questions. And for someone as analytical as me, I'm just like, what? you know, but everyone has a purpose,
Mhm.
and one has a purpose in different areas of their life. And for me, I tend to get so bogged down very
Mhm.
easily. I just get weighed down by the world. But it's like if you focus on what your purpose is, what are you trying to accomplish? Even if it is in your 9 to 5 job, there's a reason why you're there. You need to figure out what are you trying to accomplish? Why are you in this place at this time? With my writing, what am I trying to accomplish? So it's always trying to focus on your purpose. What are you trying to accomplish? Who are you trying to reach? Just always keeping those things in my mind helps me to focus and to not feel so weighted down. It helps keep me motivated.
Yeah.
Like you said before, we like to know that we're a part of something. So, answering these questions, it helps you understand why are you here? It's a big, big world, and we tend to get, overwhelmed by it. But when you figure out why you're here, it's easy to find joy in that. And if you focus on your purpose, stay focused, stay motivated, stay joyful.
Love it.
I agree with Candace. Is this my takeaway is who are you? Who are you? What do you like to do? What is your purpose? What are you self-aware of? What hurts you? What makes you happy? Why did you choose the career that you're in now? If you're in a 9 to 5, how did you get there? So let's pinpoint what started, and let's pinpoint where you want to be. And like you said, once you pull that negative out, because y'all know me, I was the one on the call complaining about I don't like my job, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't know why I'm there, I don't know what I want to do. And y'all was
She
like,
was, y'all.
Yes.
she was like, so what you do? I just go to work. Like I was just really,
And
and
I come
so when you
home,
broke,
and now I'm here on the call.
That's right.
Yes.
like I was really just like, I guess you would kind of say I don't can't think of a bit. I was negative Nancy. Like I couldn't think of anything positive to say. And with those questions that are on there, and with going through that journey with you, with both of you, actually, like y'all pointed out, like, what do you do at work? Okay, so I know you don't like I know you don't like being near your coworkers, whatever. What do you do at work? Like, what makes you happy? It was all about, discovering that. And once I discovered that, that's how I started looking at everything. So like she said, those questions that you ask are very like, oh, I mean, I like this, I like that. But then those follow-up questions you ask.
Mhm. How do you use that? Further your goal. I'm like, what?
Exactly. So people would actually have to invest in this journal in order to understand what we're saying. And the like is so much, that you can take away from this process, but just the way that you reevaluate things, and when the questions that are asked, you realize how much you don't know about yourself, to where you can't even find your purpose. That's why you don't know your purpose.
Yeah,
Like, you
you
don't
don't
even
know
know
yourself.
exactly, like, you don't know what you like, you don't know your favorite color, you don't know, how you want to be treated, you don't know how to treat yourself. So how can you know your purpose? How can you know what you're put here for? So this journey definitely helps you find your purpose in a simple way that everybody can understand. And when you get to the end, it puts everything into perspective, that when you go back and read what you wrote, you got a whole business plan that you didn't even know that you did in this time frame, and now you're ready to start, and it's just up to you to get it done. So
Mhm.
that's what I can say. It's an easy way to start a business plan. It's an easy way to even get a business plan on your life. You can do it more than once. So you can spend, let's say, 2 weeks doing the journal for your personal life, and then 2 weeks for your business. And there you go. In less than a month, you are a better person than you were a whole month ago. So that's what I was. And I'm not negative Nancy anymore, guys. I'm
You know,
very positive. I'm positive Patty.
you was doing questions.
Look
You was
at
doing questions. I was like, let me go back and like, I feel like, did I do this wrong?
we had a good time. And I tell people for the in the beginning of the course, I warn people, right? I give you guys a disclaimer
Hmm.
in the beginning, because this is the process that I went in creating the journal was a process that I went through myself. I was at a point in my life where I knew I wanted to do, be, and have more. I was working that ideal and that successful position, and was at a level of success by everybody else's standards. But within myself, I knew that there was greater. And then I was empty. It was like I was just kind of just running the car on E, just waiting for it to just stop, literally. And just pouring out and pouring from an empty cup. And it wasn't until I found somebody that I could talk to, that could give me guidance, that a coach and a mentor, to show me that I needed to grow, and I needed that personal growth and development for myself, so I can get unstuck. So I can, the more you develop yourself, the more you see, just like as you said, you can't find your purpose until you know who you are, right? So the more you take that time to develop yourself, understand who you are, that's when your things are revealed to you, because you're taking that time to pause, because we get so busy in that rut, thinking that we're supposed to have this ideal life by this certain time. You're supposed to, have the husband, the house, the 2.5 kids, and by this age, and you're working so much in that rut to get to this ideology of what life is supposed to be, that you neglect to just tap in inwardly to the creator and who you are. So it's like, when you do that, and when I was on my journey, I literally went on. It was like a 2 year process that I went through in personal growth, and pouring into myself, and the same questions that I make you guys ask, I asked myself. And it, as Carla said, when I got to the point and got to the end, I had an idea, I had a plan. And I didn't know that I was about to quit my job and start a new business. But because it was a level of faith that increased in me, because it was a mindset shift that happened during that personal growth time, the confidence that was built, the self awareness that was enhanced in me, I said I could do this. And I know that God was calling me greater. So, that process, I journal, I'm a journaler, and I encourage everyone out there to write down, to be a journaler. Carry, I have books all over my all over my place, if you can see. Carry a journal and write your ideas, write your thoughts down. Because at the end of that process, it was like, I can do this. I turned in my resignation and then I started this journey. And wow, from that time in 2017 to 2020, the things that have happened, I could have never imagined in just three years. And so I'm excited. And again, I thank you guys for helping me, because I know, when you can think about something and think it's good, but then when you have people to go through it, and they have impact, then that just validates and further gives the credibility to the work that has been done. And it's work. I tell people, don't come in here thinking that this is gonna be a cakewalk. And
Mhm.
if what you want, what you put into it, is what you get out of it. So if you definitely want to grow, if you definitely want to increase your awareness about who you are, understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, and how that all comes together to um, kind of forge a journey in a life for you, then adulting in my purpose is the place. But if you just want to come and play around,
Mm-mm.
this is not the place for you. So, you guys, the course is going to be available. It is available. We're going to start another session for those that, because we're going to start out the year. Start out 2021. We're in few weeks away from few weeks. Can you believe it? 2020 is almost over, and what a year it has been. So, we're gonna want you guys, that for those that are interested in going through this process, that maybe you're feeling some of the ways that Carla felt, maybe you're feeling some of the ways that Candace spoke about, and you're wanting some direction and wanting a new way to think, and to shift your mindset. Register for the course. So we're starting right at the beginning. Our class starts in January, so you will be able to start the year off right. So I'm just excited just to see where this will go, and where God continues to take it. I wouldn't say this course. I call it a movement, because that's exactly what it is. It's a movement that is happening. So the link to register is on the screen, and it also will be in the comments. So go ahead and register, grab your seat, and let's start 2021 off right. So, guys, as we get to our time, I want to ask, why should millennials take this course? Why should they? What would you tell them? That'll be the reason to take this course.
Because we the OGs and it's lit. Put that link. Put the link.
Yes.
No, but I don't put my seal of approval on many things. Like I try to find a reason what's wrong with it. This really challenged me, and even as a writer, I hate journaling. So this was
Mhm.
very very difficult for me, and I think a lot of millennials we have. I think we have all the answers in here, but
Mhm.
we just don't know what questions to ask.
Mhm.
So this book, this journal, this movement is full of the questions. So it'll help you guide. It'll guide you. It'll really change your life. I just highly recommend it. I share everything. Everybody needs to just try it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. It's a book. I mean, you can give up Uber Eats or Postmates one day and change your life.
I
That's
love
all
that.
I got to say about that.
Yes.
And I'm gonna piggyback off that. It's lit, and that's just that. But I would honestly just say if you are, like she said, this is a new year coming 2021. 2020 has been a year to remember.
Remember.
Um, it's
To say the least.
yes, and it's something that because of all the negative things going on, because of all the negativity we have seen on TV, on social media, um, sitting at home, it's negative thoughts. I'm pretty sure that has passed almost everybody's head. Like Candace said, you have, well, I like journaling, so I like journaling, but you have all the answers, but you don't know the right questions to ask, or you think that you have all the answers, but when somebody asks you those questions, you can't articulate
Mhm.
those answers. And this book, this journal allows you to do that. It allows you to pinpoint things that you didn't know, and it allows you to be transparent with yourself. Like Dr. Nicole said, if you are not ready to take on this journey and you think this is a game, or you think that, oh, let me try it and see, no, you need to be committed. If you really want to change, this isn't for the faint of heart. You have to be ready. But I guarantee you, if you dedicate this time, like give up that Uber Eats, just one day, and dedicate that time to yourself, to your business, to your family, whoever you want to be a better person for. Start with yourself and then redo it again and see, hey, how can I be better, a better mother, a better sister, a better friend, a better father? Um, all of that is in there. And I'm not the type to, this is, y'all be like, oh, I can go on YouTube. You can, but it's nothing like this experience. I promise you. Um, she's there along the way. She's an actual person. She's not somebody, that you're like, oh, you know, I never hear from them. No, she's gonna respond to you, and she's gonna hold you accountable for what you said you was gonna do, and she's gonna follow up with you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like, is you're not even just paying for the journey, you're paying for the experience as well. So I would recommend it. I started a business. I still have my 9 to 5, but she taught me how to be able to work a 9 to 5 and pursue your dreams. Um, I can't explain enough like how thankful I am. So it worked for me, and I'm a stubborn person, so it worked for me. So I
Yes.
know that it can work for a lot of y'all. I promise you.
Awesome. Well, I words can't explain how much I appreciate both of you all, and I just love watching you guys grow. Again, we were in this a year ago, and to see you from where you were then to the things that you have done now and have been doing over the course of the year, starting businesses. I've been to your showcases, Candace, and just seeing you just thriving in your giftedness and all the things that you're doing. It's just amazing. So I like she said, I'm all in the business. So that's another thing.
You know, hit that line. Say, what you
Yes.
doing?
Right, right. I'm that auntie. Yes, yes, yes. That to make sure that you guys are staying on task. And like I said, it's the community. We become a family once you go through the course. So again, for those that are contemplating, thinking about, just do it. Register. The course is link is in the comments. Go ahead and let's kick 2021 off right. So in the last minutes that we have, guys, let's tell people where they can find you, what you're doing now. Share about your business, share about some of the books that you have. Let us know.
Go ahead. Tell them about the fancy clothes you be wearing.
Okay, so I start off. So I am Carla Schuler. You can follow me on Instagram at Shuler's Closet. That's SHULERSCLOSET. And what Schuler's Closet is, it's affordable fashion that I provide for individuals, no matter the gender. So male, female. I haven't got to kids yet, but that is on the way. And then also I have services. So what I do is I'm your shopping buddy. So if you're looking for somebody to come shopping with you, whether you just had a child, gained weight, lost weight, just looking for a new style, I'm your girl. Closet organization, if you're looking to, the new year is coming in and you're like, I'm not about to go through all these clothes and all these bins. I want somebody to do it for me. I'm your girl. And then also my website is www.shulerscloset.com. You can go on there, reach out to me as well. I'm all about uplifting young women. I am a domestic violence survivor, and with that comes with a lot of emotions, a lot of trauma, a lot of healing that has to go along in the process. And I have had multiple people to reach out with me in regarding to that, or in regarding to them just feeling like, oh my God, Carla, how did you, get over that? How did you keep going? Reach out to me, inbox me. So not only do I just have Shuler's Closet, but it's also a platform for people to feel beautiful inside and out. And like I said, reach out to me. If you want me to reach out to Nicole for you, I will. I'm all about guiding people into the right direction with clothes. So inside and outside, I want to work on the outside appearance, and I would get you someone to work on the inside appearance. So that's me. Oh, and I also have Live a Beautiful Fear. That is just a platform where I have open dialogue. I have Tell Your Story Thursday, and we just come on and talk about real life topics. It's raw, it's uncut. I just started it, so you can also follow me there. But Shuler's Closet is the main page. So that's what I do, guys.
Awesome. I love it.
I'm gonna have to take you up on that shopping trip one of these days.
I know, because I hate
I'm your
shopping.
girl.
I hate shopping, so you
Mm.
already
Oh
know.
my goodness. Mm. But I am Candace St John. I am your resident nurse here, but I am also a spoken word artist and poet. I have two books at the moment and an album. The album is called The Mixed Messages Mixtape. It is available on all streaming services, Tidal, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that jazz. And my two books, excuse my tattered home copy. This is my first one. It's called My Book of Tears. It's my fave. um, my Book of Tears is available on Amazon. And this is my second book. This is my personal proof. This is Dare My Soul to Sing. It is also available on Amazon. I appreciate your support. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at i.m.csaint. That's i.m.csaint. Um, Follow us, guys. And we're here, we'll put you in the right direction. We might not have all the answers, but we can find the people that do. That's my motto of life. I don't have all the answers, but I'll find someone who has the answers. So
And her
do this.
poetry is good, y'all.
Well, thank
Her
you.
poetry is deep. You hear me? It's deep.
Yes.
This is another book in addition to the journal. Get the Adults in My Purpose journal, and then you can go get these two books. So that's one for personal growth. The same one for professional growth, and for your entertainment and also growth when you read them. So there you go. That's your
I
three books.
I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. So, you guys out listening, make sure you go and follow these millennials who are making moves, doing their thing, living in their purpose, adulting in their purpose, and truly living inside out. And that's what adulting in my purpose is all about. So, again, I thank you guys for embracing the journey. And I'm just going to continue to watch, continue to support, and just be your personal cheerleader. You got me on in your corner, and to cheer you on and kick your butt when you need to. So so I'll be there. So again, thank you guys. Look, guys, make sure you follow them, but go ahead and register. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you in 2020 was rough. It was rough for everybody on all ends, and just different aspects. But 2021 we can turn it around. All is not lost. If you got breath in your body, then all is not lost. There is still purpose in you. There is still greatness in you, and this can be the start to catapult you into that journey. So go ahead and register, and I look forward to working with you guys. So we're gonna close out with the last question, and somebody already know what I'm gonna request. But with our last, I'll give you some time. With our last question, I always ask our guests is what does adulting in my purpose mean to you? And just, in a short answer to that. What does adulting in my purpose mean to you?
I would say adulting in my purpose is just break down every word. We are millennials. We are adults or becoming adults, and it's time for us to find our purpose. But for those who are, are adults, it's not too late. So, adulting in my purpose allows people to understand one, if you're younger, I want to find out my purpose before I become an adult. Or if I am adult, I can still find my purpose while I'm here. So to me, that's what adulting in my purpose is. I know Dr. Nicole said earlier, people put, oh, I want to be married by 32, or I want to have a house by 29. I want to, be in this mansion or drive this certain car. And sometimes those things don't happen at that time frame because that's what society puts on us. But adulting in your purpose allows you to realize you move on your own time. Nobody lives the life that you live. Nobody hurts the way that you hurt. Nobody heals the way that you heal. Nobody struggles how you are your own individual person. So adulting in my purpose, you can start younger and adult into being an adult, or while you're an adult, you can still adult in your purpose. So it's for different ages. So don't just think it's for millennials. It's for everybody. It's just her target right now. But I'm telling you, it's for everybody. So that's what adulting in my purpose means to me. Don't put an age limit on it. It's never too late to start or start over. And also your purpose can change. So as you're adulting, each year you get older. So go back and do the process again. Start over, learn about yourself, what has changed. I know one of my best friends, she said every year, every something dies about you.
Hmm.
Whether you lose weight, whether you lose a family member, whether you mature, your mindset changes. So everything dies. So just, keep adulting, keep growing, keep living. And you can't stop until you're dead. So keep living while you're here. So that's what adulting in my purpose means to me.
Mic
Love
drop.
it.
I'm gonna go now. Basically, Carla covered it all. You know, the questions
You
online.
think she was the poet.
You get some questions, some essays. I'm like, I need to go back to school. My, you know, my books, APA, like I need to, but yeah, adulting in my purpose. We have the hashtag adulting sucks, but I think there should just be a new hashtag adulting in my purpose because adulting doesn't have to suck. When you find your purpose and you live in that and find
Mhm.
your purpose in every aspect of your life, it will never suck. So change your mindset and walk in your purpose. Figure out who you are. We've always lived our lives, for other people. They say the new generation doesn't know what it's like to lose. And that's a whole other issue. But we know what it's like to lose. We always had ribbons and awards and things to look forward to. So our whole lives we were living for somebody else or living for the accolades. So we never did take time to figure out, do we really like doing these things or we just
Yeah.
like getting the awards? So figure out who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what are you here in this big world for? And as long as you continue to focus on that, adulting will never
I love it. I love it. And yes, start a hashtag.
start that hashtag.
There we go. Adults hashtag adulting in my purpose. Let's make this go viral. Yes, I love it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope something that was said tonight was of value. Again, thank you for our guests, Candace and Carla, for coming on and just sharing your journey. And we're going to continue to follow and support all the things that you are doing to adult and purpose. We'll be back next week with some more millennials making moves who have been through the Adulting in My Purpose course. Next Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Meet us right back here again because we'll do it all over again. So I'll give you a whole slew of announcements, but tonight I'm going to make a request that our own Candace St John takes us out in one of her own original
Woo!
Uh,
pieces.
I'm gonna read to you guys tonight. This piece is actually called Millennials. And like I said, I wrote it because I kept seeing all these posts and just self deprecating and people just sad and anxious. And I was like, man, what's wrong with us? So I just wanted to kind of ask some questions like Dr. Nicole did and remind us where we come from. We don't have to be sad. We need to find our purpose and live in it. So I start asking questions. Why are we so sad, friend? Living in our prime but afraid to live our lives, friend?